And Lars, you made a point around world being fragmented, more fragmented than ever, and we all are seeing it, right? Um, it would be very helpful for our audience to understand some quick takeaways from your end, like what do you see the practical implications of it in next few quarters of the overall development which is happening?
There's a lot of different developments unfolding at the same time. I mean, part of the fragmented world, it's just a symptom what we're seeing down in the Red Sea. A fragmented world is gradually leading to more and more conflict around the world. This is just one that is particularly nasty from the perspective of the supply chain. But even prior to that, we're beginning to see also a split out where there was a much more growth coming out of especially the Indian subcontinent as opposed to China. We were beginning to see also a move of goods away from China down towards Southeast Asia. This changes some of the trade lanes that are vital around the world. I would also expect that the trade war that is still going on between US and China might get worse as a result of the American presidential campaign coming up. And I think one thing we should remember here is that likely doesn't matter who becomes president. It was former President Trump that started the trade war, but we should also remember when President Biden came in, they continued the trade war and implemented more of it that was put in place. So I don't think it matters who they end up choosing over in the US. We are likely to see an intensification of the trade war. And again, that increases some of the tension we see around the world, shifts some of the trade corridors. On top of that, I mean, I spend most of my time out on the road in all sorts of different places of the world to get a feel for also what is happening supply chain wise. And especially, I would say, over the last year, I think the best way I can describe it is I see a slight change in sentiment. The moment I get outside of Europe and outside of North America, a change in sentiment that basically is, we will do what is best for us. I mean, why should we be dictated to by especially Europe and North America what we should do and what is good for us? We will do what is good for our country or for our region. And this is where, again, this ties over to the whole decarbonization discussion. I don't see most of the rest of the world as heavily invested politically in that discussion as Europe and North America is. And then we come full circles where we started this whole talk here today. I don't see a very practical approach where all major countries in the world can agree on a common type of carbon taxation, because there will be other larger political issues that will simply interfere with this.